All right, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just got into the marsh and it is spectacular. Got a light northwest wind blowing, falling tide, gorgeous conditions today. Just found some beautiful water. Let's see if we can catch some fish in it. All right, I'm starting with a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Rigged on that, I've got a California 420 Zimmer swimmer. Really targeting everything today. Speckled trout, redfish, and bass. They all live in this area. I normally fish this on a Texas rig, but there's not a whole lot of grass around, so should be fine with this exposed hook. But if not, I can switch back for sure. Gonna be a mostly cloudy day. You can see the sun over here on the horizon, but it's behind a whole lot of clouds. Oh, first fish of the day, and it's a bass. Look at that, a beautiful bass. All right, good chunky wintertime marsh bass. Love these guys this time of year. He was right in that little Trinot's mouth. All right, caught that one bass, no other bites on my Zimmer swimmer. I'm gonna fish my way out of this short little bayou, throw an SP57, see if they want something faster moving. 57-degree water, kind of chilly, but not too bad. They'll definitely feed aggressively in this. All right, before I bail on this bayou, I'm gonna throw this ultralight with my 4-pound test. Got a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head and a holy jolly matrix shad. Water in here is absolutely gorgeous. So maybe it's too clear. The fish are seeing my line. Definitely have had that happen before. And just whack the fish on this thing when I couldn't catch them with my bigger tackle. So I always got to try this in water that's this pretty. All right, I've thrown everything in my bag of tricks at them. Either there's no feeding fish here, or there's just no fish here. One of the two. Or they don't want anything I'm throwing. Who knows? But we're gonna make a move. Go see if we can find some more agreeable fish. All right, stop number 2. I got some good news. Water is perfect. Just as good as what I left. Maybe even too clear. I'm sticking with this Zimmer swimmer. I feel like this is right for this situation, but I'll try some other stuff as well if they don't bite this. The tide, as I mentioned, is falling, but it is high. It's only recently begun to fall, maybe in the past hour or two. This fishing, I'm very confident today, is going to be really good. We may have to wait a little while in this tide. Also, let this water warm up a little bit. Here in this bayou, it's 55 degrees. Pretty chilly, but they'll bite in this. Believe me, they'll definitely bite in this. Oh, there's a fish. There's a bass. That was a very, very, very weird hit. It's a good fish, man. For marsh bass, that ain't a bad one. I didn't feel him at all. He was just there on the bottom 6 feet of water. Got some stuff showing up on my graph. Definite bait right here. Oh, there's a fish. All right, these fish are biting weird. They're holding right to the bottom and they're just mouthing the bait. Gotta fish super, super slow. All right. I tell you what, these marsh bass are super impressive. This water's so salty in here. These fish were just nowhere to be found for months, and now all of a sudden they show up again, start biting, even though this water is still very salty. It's amazing. I don't know how they survive. Oh, he was down on the bottom. He tagged it. All right. He tagged it right under the boat. Yeah, he took it deep too. That was, man, that was a great hit. Yeah, I mean, pretty much I got to just dead stick this thing, pick it up barely, and just let it fall back to the bottom. Goodness. Oh man, I knew I was not going to get that fish. It's such a weird bite today. These fish are dead on the bottom and just mouthing it. They're just there. Got one really, really good hit. Other than that, it's just been just dead weight. I got a bad hook set on that one. He kind of surprised me. This bayou I'm fishing, well, right here it's 6.5 feet, but back there it was 8 feet. And these fish are just smack dab on the bottom in the middle. Can't get any hits close to the shoreline. Make a few casts with this Versamax bolt. Got it about 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet, over Holy Jolly matrix shad, 16th ounce death grip jig head. A lot of times when these bass are acting super lethargic like this, cork will deliver some bites. You know, of course, redfish and speckled trout love this rig. It's so crazy if you throw this in the marsh for bass, because you would never throw this inland for bass. These marsh bass love a cork. And I don't fish this a lot for bass, but it's good to keep them honest. There's a fish. Oh, damn it, Todd. There's one. Oh, what are you? Bass. Bass on a cork. All right, not a big one, but a fish. A little too small for us to keep. All right, make a few casts with SB57. Haven't fished this in a minute, but it's always a great wintertime bait for redfish, bass, speckled trout. Everything hits it. Love this bait. It's good at getting reaction strikes. And I fish this thing kind of almost like a jerk bait, but I guess faster than you typically fish a jerk bait. Lots of twitches and pauses. And usually the hits are not subtle. Ooh, there's a hit. That's a good bass. There we go. On the SB. All right, there we go. Got both hooks, really smacked the bait. Such a beautiful day today. It's cold. It's definitely chilly. It's supposed to get up to around 60 today, and those fish are gonna go crazy when it does. When the air temp rises above the water temp, it's gonna start to warm that water, and the fish should just go crazy. Conditions are just too good for today not to be just a great day. Obviously flat calm. I mean, that little bit of wind we had has died, and falling tide's gonna be falling for the next few hours. It's gonna get better as that tide gets lower. Some reds should definitely join these bass in these bayous for sure. Just need this water to fall out a little bit, and hopefully we can run across some trout as well. Haven't caught any yet, but definitely a distinct possibility. Now, the way I fish this SB, it dives at most 5 feet, and that's kind of perfect for this little bayou. Right here where we are, it's 6 feet, so it's going to bring it right over the heads of those bass, because I really think they're holding right on the bottom. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, right in the middle of the bayou. I think it's a bass. Yep, sure is. He's not that big. My goodness, did he tag this bait? Oh, good. He's not big at all. That was pretty funny because, man, he stopped it. All right, big fella, get out there and grow. Don't be so stupid next time. Otherwise, you won't get a chance to grow. Oh, I missed him. That was a good hit. Oh, there's one. Oh, there we go. All right, we figured something out. There we go. These fish are stacked in these bayous. Good. Dude. That's a nice bass. It's a nice marsh bass. That's a really good marsh bass. Chunky fish, we love them. This is just such a fun bait to fish. When they hit it, it sends shockwaves up your line. Oh! There's one. There's a fish. Another good bass. All right, good bass. I threw there, got a bite, missed it. Threw back in there, got another bite. And this time got him. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bow on this video. Great day here in the South Louisiana Marsh. Perfect, beautiful conditions. Overcast skies, virtually no wind, good hard falling tide, and beautiful water. What more do you want? Doesn't get much better. Hot baits, far and away. Zimmer Swimmer in California 420. I had that rigged on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head, kind of a little bit non-conventional. I usually fish a Texas rig, but there's so little grass in the marsh this year from all that salinity. There's really no reason to not have an exposed hook. And it delivered well today, just kind of dead sticking it, throw it in the middle of these bayous and just fishing it really, really slowly. Other bait that produced very, very well. Lavender Shad SB57. Great wintertime bait. I absolutely love this thing. Love the way that fish hit it. Just rip the rod out of your hands. You get nothing, 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 and bam, it's like a cinder block dropped on your bait. Just so much fun. Really, really fun, exciting way to fish. Get you some of these if you don't have one already and learn how to fish it. I promise you, it'll put a ton of fish in the boat for you. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. You can do that by clicking that button right there. Also, here's 2 videos that YouTube thinks you'll like. Check those out if you have a minute. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.